Today, we're diving into a question that's as old as time. How do we find ultimate truth?
A lot of people think the answer is on one of two main roads. First, you've got the path of reason, all about logic, analysis, and philosophy. Then there's the path of love, a journey of devotion, feeling, and pure mysticism.
Well, this explainer, which is based on some really interesting contemporary Islamic mystical thought, suggests something different. It suggests that maybe the most important journey you can ever take isn't out there, but in here. Let's dig into what that really means.
So the whole foundation for this path inward is built on this one ancient, incredibly powerful idea, summed up perfectly in the saying, "He who knows himself knows his Lord."
Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Just know yourself. But hold on. What exactly is this self we're supposed to get to know? Because it's a lot deeper and way more mysterious than you might think.
See, the self we're talking about here isn't your personality or the body you walk around in. It's the core essence, that fundamental I that has a body and a mind, but isn't defined by them. It's the very center of our consciousness and all our potential.
So, to really find this self, you've got to look past all the usual labels we use. It's not your job title, it's not your biology, and it's definitely not some fixed thing you can just put under a microscope and say, aha, there it is.
Okay, so how do you even begin a journey like this? Well, it doesn't start with reading a book or finding a guru. It actually starts with something way more personal and honestly a lot harder, being radically sincere with yourself.
What this means is you have to look yourself in the mirror and just accept, without any judgment, exactly where you are and who you are right now. At the same time, you have to honestly recognize the huge potential of who you could be. The path, then, is that sincere commitment to closing the gap between the two.
This journey inward has a name. It's called Suluk, which basically means spiritual wayfaring. And you don't walk this path with just one foot. Nope, you need two, and they have to work together perfectly.
Now get this. On this path, reason and love are not opposites. They're your 2 feet. Think of reason as your left foot. It's your guide. It helps you see the path clearly and keeps you from falling for illusions. But love? That's your right foot. That's the engine, the raw power. It's the deep longing that pushes you to take the next step. If you only have one, you're either stuck in place or just running in circles.
And here's where it gets really incredible. This journey isn't about getting from point A to point B. With every single step you take, your inner world, your ability to understand, just expands. It's like new horizons of awareness are constantly opening up right in front of you.
So where is all this leading? Well, the ultimate goal on this path is a concept called fana. Now that often gets translated as annihilation, which sounds, pretty intense, right? But it's really misleading. It's not about being destroyed, it's about a complete transformation.
Let's use an analogy to make sense of this. Picture a single drop of water. It falls out of a cloud, joins a tiny stream, and starts traveling down rivers for years and years. So when that one little drop finally reaches the massive, endless ocean, is its journey over? Is it just gone?
No way. Its journey doesn't end. It becomes the journey of the entire ocean. This is Fana. Your limited individual self doesn't just vanish. Its consciousness expands to become part of something infinite. Its every move becomes the movement of the whole.
Okay, to bring this out of the abstract and into the real world, the source material points to the historical event of Ashura. It's seen as this powerful, living demonstration of the entire journey we've been talking about. You can see every single one of these concepts in action. The sincerity of the companions who stayed, even though they knew exactly what was coming. The journey of intense spiritual tests. The state of fana, totally embodied by Imam Hussein. And maybe most incredible of all, the transformation of her, who started out as an enemy and, in his last moments, became a devoted martyr. The point is, this isn't just a nice idea. It's a reality that can be lived.
And that brings us to the final, really profound takeaway here. This inward journey, this path of knowing yourself, it's not a race. There is no finish line.
Think about it. True knowledge is like the horizon out at sea. The more you travel towards it, the more it opens up and reveals its own vastness. You never actually get there. The journey itself is the goal, a state of constant growth, endless discovery, and perpetual awe.
So, that leaves us with something to think about. The entire journey just begins with one sincere step. If your own self is an infinite horizon, what new landscape are you going to discover when you take your next step?